Understanding quadrilaterals. Kinds of quadrilaterals. Quadrilateral is a polygon with four sides. So, depending upon this, there are some special properties added to the quadrilaterals and specific names are given to those quadrilaterals. The first one is a trapezium. Trapezium is a quadrilateral with one pair of parallel sides. The arrow mark on the sides here show that those two sides are parallel to one another. These all are different types of trapeziums, and we can see the arrow marks on two sides which show that those particular sides are parallel to one another. If a figure has got five sides or the figure has not got any parallel sides, then that particular figure can't be called as a trapezium. We should have only four sides in this polygon, and along with that one pair of sides have to be parallel. Isosceles trapezium is a trapezium in which one pair of sides would be parallel. Along with that, non-parallel sides would be of equal in length. The dash on the two sides show that those particular sides are equal in length. Kite. Kite is a quadrilateral with two pairs of equal adjacent sides. Adjacent sides means they should have a common vertex. Here in the figure, we can see that for BC and DC, we have C as a common vertex, and these two sides are equal in length. We can say that by looking at the single dash mentioned on these two sides. In the same way, BA and AD are also equal in length. So these two are different from the length of BC and DC. So those two have got single dash, and AB and AD they have got double dash on those sides. Now the properties of kite or diagonals of a kite would be perpendicular to each other. One of the diagonals is the angular bisector and one of the diagonal bisects the other diagonal. Now let us see in the picture. These are two diagonals BD and AC, and these diagonals intersect at a point O. AC bisects diagonal BD, which means length from B to O would be equal to the length from D to O. So one diagonal bisects the other. Along with that, AC also bisects the angles which it is connecting. Means A and C are the two angles, and these two vertices are connected to form the diagonal. So this particular diagonal bisects angle A and angle C. Even we can see from the figure that these diagonals are perpendicular to each other. Parallelogram is a quadrilateral in which the both pair of opposite sides are parallel to one another. So, depending upon this definition, we can derive it the other properties of the parallelogram, like opposite sides in a parallelogram would be equal, opposite angles would be equal, adjacent angles are supplementary, diagonals bisect each other. Rhombus is a type of parallelogram with all sides equal. Let us look into the properties of rhombus. Rhombus will have properties of both parallelogram and kite. In a rhombus, all sides are equal, opposite angles are equal, adjacent side angles are supplementary, diagonals bisect each other perpendicularly. So let us consider these two diagonals in the rhombus. From the point of intersection to the vertices, the lengths would be equal for both the diagonals separately. Rectangle is a parallelogram with equal angles. So even rectangle will have all the properties of a parallelogram. Along with that, angles would be equal. The opposite sides are equal. Every angle is a right angle. Diagonals are equal in length and diagonals bisect each other. Here, as a rectangle is a parallelogram with equal angle, say every angle is x. So 4 angles, 4x. We know that sum of interior angles in a quadrilateral is 360. 4x equal to 360. X is equal to 360 by 4, nothing but 90. So in rectangle, all angles would be right angles. Square is a type of rectangle with equal sides. In a square, along with the properties of rectangles, that all sides would be equal and every angle would be a right angle, diagonals would be of equal length, and even diagonals will bisect each other perpendicularly. This is a mind map for quadrilaterals. The quadrilaterals mind map can be used to answer some true or false statement related to quadrilaterals. If we look into this mind map, it shows that when there are no parallel lines, it is a kite. When there is one parallel set of parallel lines, it is a trapezium. And in trapezium, there is a special case where if the non-parallel sides are equal in length, it is called as isosceles trapezium. And a quadrilateral with two parallel sides, two sets of parallel sides, then it is called as a parallelogram. And parallelogram, from parallelogram, if all angles are equal, then it is a rectangle. If all sides are equal, then it is a rhombus. From rectangle, if a rectangle with all sides is there, then it is called as a square. So square gets the properties of both rectangle and rhombus mixed. Even if we look at this rhombus, rhombus has got the properties of both parallelogram and kite. When we get the true or false questions, example of it like a rectangle is a square, which is false. This mind map, if we look into this, any statement starting from top to bottom, that is rectangle to square. Rectangle is a square, then it is false. But if the statement goes from bottom to top, like square is a rectangle, then it is true. Similarly, if there is a statement like parallelogram is a rhombus, then it is false. Rhombus is a parallelogram, true. From top to bottom, when we make a statement, we should add the special property as well. Like a parallelogram with equal sides is a rhombus, then it is true.